It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm looking over the notes that you provided to me concerning this event. Let me see any paperwork you brought with you. Now, whatever we discuss is privileged and confidential, okay? Right, the most serious charge you're facing is leaving the scene of an accident. The box isn't checked off on the summons, oddly enough, whether or not the police are claiming that this involved just property damage or whether it may have involved personal injury to another. That's going to be something significant that we're going to have to find out, because it will certainly affect the potential penalties that you're facing, and I'm going to discuss that with you in a moment. You're also charged with failing to report an accident and careless driving. Now, let me take a look at the statute, because the statute I'm very familiar with, and it is something that requires very technical steps that one must take excuse me, when they're involved in an accident, whether it caused property damage and or personal injury to another. And some of those requirements sometimes don't necessarily comport with one's understanding of what should be done, despite their best intentions. Nevertheless, you will be strictly held to what the law says. For someone who was involved in an accident that caused property damage, you face, for a first offense, 2 motor vehicle points. But aside from that, there is up to a 30-day jail term in the discretion of the judge. There is a mandatory 6-month loss of your driving privileges. There are fines, and let me just take a look at the statute again, of $200 to $400. A second offense for leaving the scene of an accident causing property damage can result in not less than 30 or more than 90 days in jail, together with a fine of $400 to $600. There is also a mandatory loss of driving privilege. Now, leaving the scene of an accident that causes personal injury to another is very serious. Bear in mind, injury to another can simply be something as minor as a complaint of pain. Immediately, the fines begin at $2,500 for a first offense and could be high as $5,000. There would be a mandatory 1-year loss of driving privilege, and the court can impose up to 6 months in jail. The leaving the scene of an accident charge that causes personal injury is the only statute in New Jersey that provides that for a second such conviction, leaving the scene of an accident causing personal injury, a second one, there would be a lifelong loss of driving privilege. So it's important that we go over this together. And in that regard, it's also important that you realize that unlike alcohol and drug-related offenses, leaving the scene of an accident is a violation that the prosecutor has discretion to plea negotiate. In making that assessment, the prosecutor is likely going to not just take a look at what facts he or she has before him, but who their opponent is, who their adversary is. Is this someone that they know, who knows how to conduct a trial and has had over 30 years of experience, oftentimes winning at trials? Or is this someone who is afraid to go to trial or doesn't have the experience of trial? Someone that they're not familiar with and who may not be familiar with the law. I've been doing this for over 35 years. I instruct lawyers and even judges in seminars throughout the state, not only how to handle this type of case, but several other types of municipal court cases, including drug, DWI, suspension of driving privilege, as well as leaving the scene of an accident. It is certainly something that you're going to need my help with, and I believe that oftentimes I could be of assistance to you. I look forward to helping you in this matter. We'll be able to communicate in any fashion by phone, email, in person. We're going to go over the records and reports that I'm going to receive from the police. I want you to exercise your right to remain silent. I don't want you to discuss this case with anyone. You may receive calls from an insurance company, from the other driver, or from your own insurance company. Before you speak to anyone, I want you to speak to me first so I could give you some additional advice about how to conduct yourself. So I look forward to being of assistance to you in this case, and thank you for that opportunity.
To begin the defense of your case, you can schedule an appointment with attorney Richard R. Uslan for a free consultation. Just call toll-free 24 hours a day, 866-433-3638. Leave a message after business hours. Remember, you are absolutely entitled to a defense of your case. Your defense can begin right now by calling attorney Richard R. Uslan.